Quando alguém quer trocar de bocal, o que ele deve procurar? O meu nome é Bruno Garcia e eu tive a oportunidade de conversar com alguns dos maiores construtores de bocais do mundo. E eu perguntei para eles, quando alguém quer trocar de bocal, quais características ele tem que procurar? Então confere aí e deixa seu comentário aqui embaixo. Segundo dia do 8D, estou aqui com o boss, o Terry Warburton. And how long have you been in the business?
In manufacturing mouthpieces for 51 years, and before that, for 5 or 6 years, I worked in a retail music store in Toronto, in Canada. So I've been in the industry my whole life.
And you worked at the famous Giardinelli, right?
That's right. I went to work for Giardinelli in 1979. He wanted me to both run his mouthpiece department and eventually take over the whole business. But after 9 months of living in Manhattan and New York City, I decided, no thank you.
And speak about trumpet mouthpiece, because you are one of the godfathers of this world.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. For someone that's looking for a new mouthpiece, what they should look for?
Well, the first thing that we ask is, what is wrong with the one that you have? What don't you like about that? Does it not give you high notes? Does it not give you low notes? Does it not give you enough sound? Is it too resistant? I mean, you answer those questions, and then it's up to someone like me or other mouthpiece maker to give you the answers to those questions. It's like, okay, well, try one a little shallower for higher notes. Try one a little deeper for lower register. You know, so I mean, it's a matter of figuring out what direction you need to go from where you are, and then it's up to us to try to track that down by the variations that we make, which for us is literally hundreds of variations that you can put together and assemble between tops and backboards to achieve something that's going to work with you. And then you also, it's a balancing act between the trumpet, because it's not about to change, and you, which is not about to change too much. So the only thing you can change is actually the mouthpiece to balance out how you play, how you push the air, and how the trumpet wants to take the air. So again, it's an important piece of the balancing act. And that's why we're still making mouthpieces after 51 years.
Tô aqui com o KO da Stomvi americana. KO, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So, how long have you been in the business?
Oh boy, it's got to be 35, maybe 40 years now.
Wow. And where did you work before Stomvi?
I was making a living as a trumpet player, traveling in Broadway shows and playing gigs in LA. And I wanted something a little bit more stable, if you will, to do in between. And I knew Bob Reeves very well as a customer, and we were friends. And I felt that he needed some help promotion. So I started working for him promotion-wise, and that's where it all started. And then I learned about valve alignments and traditional mouthpiece making from him.
What was the years?
40 years ago. 1986, I think.
Okay. And now you are with Stomvi USA. And what's new with Stomvi now?
Well, can I tell why I'm with Stomvi?
Yeah, sure.
So I worked with Bob Reeves for about 14 years. And I study a lot of live audio things, speaker systems and stuff. And I started having ideas about acoustics, not airflow. And it was leading me in this other direction. And I sat down with Bob one day and he said, you've got some interesting ideas. I think he didn't think they would work. And he says, maybe you should do your own thing. So I had met Vicente Honorato from Stomvi.
Yeah.
He had come in. And so we got together and we decided I would be the face of Stomvi in the United States. And so then I started working with Vicente and Carlos, my friend, rest in peace. And we developed different things, mouthpieces, trumpets.
And for someone that wants to change the mouthpiece, what they should look for?
Well, it depends. If you're looking at a Da Vinci, it gets much simpler.
Yeah.
So the main thing would, if they're emailing me or asking you, I ask two questions. Question number one, about what size do you like? Bach 3, Schilke 14. Number 2, what kind of music do you play? That's it. I don't need anything else. Oh, I play a 25 hole with a 24 backward. It doesn't matter in the Da Vinci's. They're very magical. And so there are different models that, you know, are more suited for lead playing or classical. And on the Stomvi USA website, the Da Vinci page, there are a lot of comparison charts. Oh, I play symphonic music. Look here. Oh, I do that. And so anybody can access that, and then they can talk to you. You can get them the mouthpiece.
So, Kale, it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, thank you for asking me. I'm sorry I don't speak Portuguese. It would have been easier.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.
Tô aqui no ITG com o famoso Peter Pickett. Peter, it's a pleasure to meet you again. And what has been this week for you?
Oh, this week is great. ITG is always full of seeing old friends, making new friends, hearing amazing trumpet players that, you know, we get to hear them all the time sometimes, but to see them in person is a whole other experience. So it's the full exposure. It's always fun.
And how long have you been in the business?
Gosh, so we've been coming to ITG since I think 2007 or 2008, going all over the country. We started in 2003, but the incorporation with ITG in 2007 and 8 has really been a game changer. Again, because all the trumpet players and amateurs and professionals always come here. And it's great to make new friends and come year after year. It's been fabulous.
And when you started your business with the trumpet mouthpiece, what you had in mind? What you wanted to
That's
achieve?
a great question, because there obviously are a bunch of trumpet mouthpiece makers, aren't there? And there are lots of choices. And again, one of the benefits of coming to ITG is that you can see all of them. But when we started, we were working with Vince DiMartino, and he was local with us, and he is much like Doc Severinsen and Alan Bazzuti and these guys that always want to learn. And so we spent a couple years with him developing prototypes that he liked. So had good response, that were comfortable. He had range and endurance and all the things that we want as trumpet players. And so it's just a one-on-one. And Vince is special because he doesn't want something so particular that the rest of us can't play it.
Yeah.
So we make mouthpieces for like Roger Ingram and Alan Bazzuti, and these mouthpieces are very extreme, and they work really well for them, but they're hard for the rest of us to play. Whereas what Vince plays is very middle of the road. It's very comfortable, and it's been a great basis for all of our mouthpieces.
And Pickett Brass is now dominating the market. Yeah. And you have now the Blackburn trumpets and the lead pipes. So speak a little bit about that.
Yes, Cliff Blackburn is well known worldwide. He started in the early '80s as a repair tech, played in the Louisville Orchestra. Probably one of the best trumpet players at the time, but very studious. And he worked alongside William Cardwell in order to develop the Blackburn bells and lead pipes. And that ended up being with the first Blackburn trumpet in the 80s, and then we took over in 2016. So after almost 40 years of development and practice and playing and working with some of the world's best players, these trumpets are just spectacular. They have a unique sound, but they blend, they perform, they project. And now we make them completely in-house. So pistons, bells, valve blocks, all the tubing, all the parts is made there in Kentucky. And so we have a great control over the designs and the ability to make new designs. And so that's been very fun.
And speaking about the lead pipe, why someone should look for that?
Good. So on your factory trumpet, say a Bach 37, it plays great. And this is exactly what Cliff was playing in the orchestra, Bach 239, 229 C trumpets. And everybody knows that C trumpets are just a little bit slippery. And so he was frustrated with that, and he's a perfectionist. And so he would make a lead pipe, put it on his Bach trumpet, and see if he could improve it. And the lead pipe is nice is because it's inexpensive, it's easy to put on, and it can make a huge difference. And it's less expensive than buying a whole new trumpet. And so he experimented with those, making it more open, making it a little bit more tight. And so now those Blackburn lead pipes can cover a whole wide range of playing situations.
Okay, and for someone that wants to change mouthpiece, what they should look for?
Great question. So there are endless varieties of trumpet mouthpieces. So the question is, how do you even start to pick from the thousands that are there? Our approach is much like fitting shoes. You need something that fits on your feet first. And so that's that rim size. It needs to fit your dental and your teeth structure and your muscular structure. It's got to feel comfortable. From there, we do different cup shapes for different cup sounds, different trumpet sounds, different resistances there. And from there, we can adjust the throat and the backbore so that it's relaxing to play. We all know what it's like to play something that's too stuffy or too open, and we can balance that for your instrument and you with that mouthpiece.
Okay, so Peter, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Excellent, it's great to see you.
It's you too.
Always good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Eu tô aqui com mais uma das lendas dos vocais, Greg Black. Greg, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
And what are you expecting this week here at
Oh, it's great to be here in Salt Lake City at the International Trumpet Guild Convention and meeting Bruno and all the great people that are here this week and hearing some fabulous playing and be able to, meet new people and have people try our products.
And how long have you been in the business?
I started making mouthpieces in 1983 at Giardinelli Band Instrument Company in New York City. That's where I learned the craft. And then after that closed, I started Black Hill Mouthpieces in 1990. And then that ended in 1994. And then from that point on, it's been Greg Black. So basically 42 years.
Okay, and what makes your mouthpiece so unique?
Well, I think the thing that we strive for, first of all, the thing we strive for is consistency and quality. So when I first started making the mouthpieces in New York City, designing the mouthpieces, that we had all of the working musicians help me design the mouthpieces, what worked. Of course, not everything is going to match for every particular person, but the designs that I did was developed out of that. Working musicians in the city, both commercial and classical, that was able to help me get started. And then, of course, all the refinements happened after that, but that's the initial start. So.
And how was the time you worked at Giardinelli?
It was great. It was great. We would see all of the famous musicians come in, from Clark Terry to Maurice Andre to just all the great orchestras, Chicago Symphony, Boston Symphony. Of course, all the New York Philharmonic guys were always there. So seeing studio musicians come in from their session, run in and grab a mute, and then they would go do another session. It was just a great, great experience.
And for someone that is looking for changing mouthpiece, what do they should look for?
Where I always like to have them start is something that's close to their rim size. Then something that's familiar with that, then they can do all the foundation or build the other mouthpiece aspects from that, because it's not something that's totally different. So I always like to start with a rim that's close to what they're playing.
And what's the importance of the backbore?
Backbore is very important. Not only gives the resistance, it gives the color, it gives the airflow. Of course, the throat is the bore size is an important factor as well. So it depends on what you're mixing and matching with all the components together. What the player needs, what horn they're playing, how they use their air, because as you know, everyone is built differently.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
My pleasure, Bruno.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Encontrei aqui o John Snell, que agora é o cara da Bob Reeves. John, it's a pleasure to meet you again.
Likewise, Bruno, great to see you.
Great to see you too.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, and now you're in charge of the Bob Reeves company?
Yeah, myself and Brett Kendall, he's my business partner, and I run the business, and Brett runs the shop.
And how long have you been in the business?
I started in 2001, so 24 years, and then Brett's been with the company for 15 years.
Okay, and what kind of work do you do there?
A little bit of everything. I do most of the valve alignments at the shop. Right now I'm responsible for all of the social media, but we're working on getting a person to do that, much younger than me, who understands it better than I do. Also, just running the business.
For someone that wants to change mouthpiece, what they should look for?
Well, the first thing is you need to know why you're changing a mouthpiece, right? You need to have a goal in mind. A lot of trumpet players just, there's a new shiny object, I'm going to spend money on it, and they don't even know why they're changing. So you really need to sit down, and I would even recommend writing down, what do you like about your current mouthpiece? What do you not like about it? And then prioritize. Is it because you're not able to do something? Are you having intonation issues? Are you having discomfort on your lips? And then when you're switching mouthpieces, okay, does it check this box? Yes, this is better. Yes, this is better. Yes, this is better. Okay, this is going to be a good purchase. Bob Reeves always said the worst word in the English language is different. If you go upstairs in the hall, there's 10,000 different mouthpieces. And you, as a human, enough practice, you could get used to any of them. The question is, does the tool do the job you need it to do? And by making a list of the things you need to have done, you'll make a better decision. You'll buy less mouthpieces.
Okay, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course,
It's
Bruno.
a pleasure to meet you again.
Oh, it's an honor. I can't wait to visit Brazil sometime.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list.
Tô aqui com mais uma lenda dos bocais, James Neal. James, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's my
And
pleasure.
how long have you been in the business?
Oh, about 50 years, 51 years.
And when did you start working on the brass industry?
Actually, when I was in college. When I was in college, I worked nights at F.E. Olsenson. And then I left college to went to work for Dominic Colicchio. And then I left that and went to work for Binge. After I left Binge, after 4 years, I went to CG Con. We were in Mexico for CG Con,
Okay.
in Nogales, Mexico. And then we came back to California and we started Canstell Musical Instruments. And I was the first employee. And I was the plant manager for 34 years.
And for someone that wants to change mouthpiece, what they should look for?
Well, I think the first thing you look for is the mouthpiece you're playing. What do you like about it? And what do you not like about it? And what do you want to change in your playing? You have to understand that the mouthpiece is not going to change anything for you because you're the trumpet player. You have to change yourself. You're going to have your sound no matter what mouthpiece you play. But if you want to favor certain things, you can change things in the mouthpiece. So you have to search within yourself to determine what it is you want. And then, like if you want a darker sound, you might go with a deeper cup or a bigger backbore. If you want, if you're aging and struggling in jazz band or something, maybe you want a tighter backbore because you don't have the air capacity anymore. You know, if you change throats, you will get a smaller sound, but you won't have to work as hard.
Tô aqui com mais uma lenda dos bocais, John Stork. John, it's a big pleasure to meet you.
It's a big pleasure being here.
Yeah,
as well.
you are a legend in the business.
Thank you.
So how long have you been in the business?
In the business itself, I've been in for 45 years. On my own, 40.
Okay,
Started in 1985.
okay. And where did you start?
I started the business of Giardinelli's Band Instrument Company in Manhattan, where I worked for 6 years. Then I started my own business, and the first shop was on Broadway between 48th and 49th Street.
Okay.
I was there for 1 year, and then we moved to 52nd Street.
And for someone that wants to change the mouthpiece, what they should look for?
That's really my wife's department. You know, we wear two sides of one coin. I'm known as a duplication specialist. Phyllis, her training and her ears are so good. She can hear differences that I can't hear. You know, so she does all the diagnostics, and I do all the machining.
Okay, that's great. So it was great to meet you here at ITG.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pleasure.